As you
Wait,
continue
so she doesn't
on
find
your
Alyssia
way,
cute?
obviously you take a bit more secluded route so you can use your horses freely and not draw unwanted attention. Luckily, apart from Vira slowing you down a little bit, you manage to make good pace, and since you avoid most of the settlements along the way, you are making very nice progress. These horses indeed, like Logan said, they do not tire, they're like machines. They continue just going forward and forward without needing a break, without needing anything. So you continue to progress forward effortlessly. In a single day, you manage to get almost to the other end of the kingdom. In the distance, you can start making out the other fork of the river, and you should be able to cross it by midday tomorrow with this pace. It's starting to get dark again.
Well, I guess we're going to stop here then. Since, as Theron said, it's better to wait until we learn, and she's going to take his advice.
Right, so roll me survival, Theron, if you want to spot a more decent area where you can camp.
Jeez.
No,
all night tonight.
look, unfortunately today you don't seem to find anything good around. Like the area with the wood and the scaffolding where the woodcutsmen, what the fuck did I just say? The woodcutters' work seems to be the best that you can do right now. You don't seem to find any more suitable areas for camping.
Actually, can Alyssia use her investigation skill to determine how often or how recently this area was used by humans?
Probably a few days ago, from what you can tell. There's still a lot of sawdust and leftover materials on the ground, so somebody was here recently.
Well, Alicia's going to pipe out. Well, we might have a problem. I believe the woodcutters work in this area on the weekends, and we are approaching the weekend.
We could camp just outside our little camp, can't we?
Right. Whoever's in charge of cooking, give me a roll. Whoever's in charge of setting up camp, give me a roll.
Hang on. I was meant to roll another one since I got advantage. 9. So it's there.
We tried.
It's average.
It's average.
Nice. Oh, it's not a hearty meal like last time, but it will do the job.
That's a shame. But yeah, we do offer Logan some. Well, I do.
He takes his share and eats it. After he finishes his dinner, he again walks out of camp and heads for the forest area.
As he's heading out, I go, a thank you would be nice.
Try to serve something that doesn't taste like a dog's dinner and we'll talk again.
Can I ask him where he's going?
Sure you can, why not?
Albert's cooking.
Where are you going?
Thought I'd get some fresh air. Why?
Well, you left last night and didn't return until the morning.
Yeah, well, I liked the sound of the river, decided I'd sleep there.
Alright, be careful.
Expert?
Yes?
I want to roll. I believe
Go for
Logan is lying through his teeth.
Yep,
Oh,
go
he's
for
lying.
Wow! Holy crap, why can I not roll about 10?
You cannot read his poker face.
No, right now I can't read a fucking piece of wood.
Vira, you totally believe him, he's not lying.
Oh yeah.
Jesus
well,
Christ.
be careful.
Don't worry dear, I'll be fine.
Oh, I've actually got insight if I wanted to roll. Should I roll?
If you want to.
Okay.
Logan is definitely not being truthful.
Yeah, Psych looks at him for a moment and goes, alright then, be careful.
He just waves you off as he goes in the forest.
As soon as he's gone, she's gonna go, yeah, he's lying.
I would say that I'm surprised, but I'm not.
His business is his business at this point. It doesn't seem to be interfering with us. I suggest we turn in early for tonight. Let's pick watches and head to bed. We need to be up early to avoid the woodcutters.
Very true. Oh. Okay then.
Okay. During your sleeping time, Iris, you once again have nightmares. This time they don't cause you any exhaustion, though you manage to sleep through them even though you wake up in sweat. Again, you see the visions of fire everywhere. You hear the cries. You see a demon trying to leave. It's definitely the friend that helped you, that Logan apparently knows about, because he mentioned him earlier.
Amos.
You see the townsfolk that were once your family and friends. Well, it's too early to call them that, but you would have grown up around them if you didn't die. You see them running away in panic, and in the distance, you start to make out Ruhana. She's actively hunting down and killing the villagers.
Lies.
And then you wake up, and it's your time to be on watch.
Clearly demon lies. I expect it's a bit lighter out now. I'm on last watch.
The sun is still not out, but yeah, it's starting to get there. You're starting to make out things in the distance. Eventually you start hearing voices. A small bunch of men with axes on their shoulders are starting to make their way up the hill to where you guys are.
I get everybody up. I basically clap my hands and say, "Hey, everyone, up." Do you guys do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah, we're cracking up.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna assume you'll sleep in. I'm gonna have to roll you
You guys
up.
take a few minutes
I'm scared.
getting ready. Unfortunately, Logan, you see that he is not going for his horse because these guys are way too close. They're probably gonna spot if you guys summon the horses. So he starts making his way down the hill. Eventually, as you guys are starting to head out, the group of woodcutters, god damn it, why is that word so hard for me? The woodcutters notice you, and you see that they're perplexed. They're literally very surprised to find that somebody was there. They look after where you're going for a while, looking you up and down, and then continue on their way up to the cutting ground without any incident.
Oh, Iris, it's been a little while. I was wondering, are you still having nightmares?
They're not that bad anymore. They eventually go away. It's fine. After all, my body's feeling better. They're not keeping me from sleeping. But yeah, I am still having them.
I was wondering, maybe it would help you out if, anytime you were to have one, could, Gio do his thing?
Vira, you feel that Gio is quite subtly getting excited at the thought. In not a way that, oh, I'm so happy about this, it's a primal instinct in him, like you're offering him free food.
I just picture, the puppy getting food. Wagging his tail.
She's gonna pause for a
Only in
minute.
this case it's a bit more feral, like you're a hungry werewolf and you throw a steak in front of him. Obviously he's gonna get excited in a very, shall we say, disturbing manner.
That's true. But yeah, Iris looks a bit apprehensive. She's like, maybe some. But
Yeah,
not now.
when you're looking at Vera, you can tell that there's something that she's kind of holding back, but she's a bit desperate.
But yeah, she said she's gonna go, maybe some, but not all.
Alright.
Like before she was up for it, but suddenly she's like, maybe not.
This should be fine enough, we can summon the horses. Right, you guys know the drill, give me an animal handle check.
Okay.
Let's see who fucks up this time. Wow. Oh, it's gonna be a very counterproductive day, I guess.
Well, I mean, wait, there's only 3 rolls. Where's Theron? Oh, right. Paul is in the bathroom.
Honestly, it doesn't matter since most of the group is gonna slow you down. He can't rush ahead.
True. On the flip side, nobody rolled below 10.
But
so
that's the thing.
cool.
If Theron rolls a 1, that means he's carrying the horse.
He forgot how to horse, so he's carrying the horse on his back.
So
Right,
what,
you
he's
soon
doing a showdown?
by midday you leave the kingdom of Kerak behind you and you manage to cross the river. At nightfall, you have made it towards on the edge of the forest that's called the Whispering Woods. You see a small river off to the side entering the woods, and you've heard stories about a lake there, which you can actually make out on the map. Sadly, you don't have time to sightsee.
Ah, no.
Unfortunately, as you progress and you're nearing nightfall, you notice a very unexpected sight as you are on one of the hillsides. What you were told to believe was the front line and where you should look for the Lucky 7 battalion is definitely not where it should be. The guy marked this relative zone as the front line, and you were headed somewhere in the upper area. However, that is clearly not the case, because in front of you, you see camps, you see fire, you see men, you see drills. The front line has moved. It's not where it's supposed to be. The front line is on the edge of the forest.
Oh.
Looks like over the last few months, humanity has been pushed back. And now the front line has almost moved to the edge of the forest.
Ah, shit, that means our flipping place is past them.
If you want to get to the hideout, you're gonna have to get through the front lines.
Or around them.
Oh yeah, mountains,
Around
maybe.
them, unfortunately, is gonna be a very, very difficult and hard task, and it's gonna take you a lot of time. You will also need to backtrack if you're gonna make it.
Oh well.
Well, Logan speaks up as he looks over the camps and the fires in front of you. I guess this is sooner than we expected, but welcome to the front lines. It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here. He points out towards the devastation ahead. Luckily, you're on a bit of a downcline, so you can see beyond where the camps are set. There seems to be mostly a huge wasteland ahead of you and scorched earth.
Logan, I'm impressed. You're such a ray of sunshine.
Yeah, well, spending most of your life in places like this usually turns you into a bundle of joy, doesn't it?
What's
As you
the camp
guys
like?
make it into the Lucky 7 campsite, you see that it's not exactly what you expected. There's a lot of bags, shall we put it like that. The injured are many, there's a lot of medics going all over the place, busy as hell. The active soldiers, the ones that are unwounded and on duty, are actually very few. The camp seems to be in total disarray compared to the other camps that you went past that seem to be in good condition. This one has definitely been through some hard times. This is probably why they're being reinforced.
I see. So, can I ask somebody who's not injured where their captain or something is?
Yeah, once you give them some information that they're here to deliver the letter to the captain, they immediately get you to his main tent. You walk in the tent and there's a few people talking at the table. You see that there's a map and everything's laid out and they're discussing something. The other soldiers take note of you, but the guy that seems to be in charge, an old grizzled soldier with a missing eye, he is just leaning back in his chair nonchalantly. He looks like he's taking it super easy. Like, this is definitely not what you'd expect from a commanding officer on the front lines. He looks half asleep at the table as they're talking.
Hey, this guy reminds me of somebody. Anybody else remember that guy? No? Okay. But yeah, I move up and go, excuse me, I have a letter for you.
Oh, you're the messenger from the capital. Hey. Get here. Here, where's your... What's your name, lass? What you doing all the way out here? This ain't the place for women.
She just gives him a blank look and says, I'm dropping off a letter before going places. Yeah.
By the way, that's in character. He laughs at your remark. Oh, calm down. Don't get your panties up in a twist. I was just joking. He takes the letter, he opens it up and starts reading it. Oh boy, you're more hated than me, huh? That's amazing. He's clearly having a blast, by the way.
Well, I delivered a letter. See ya.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! Hold your horses there, lass. You ain't going nowhere. I'm in charge of you.
Excuse me?
Yeah! See this letter right here? The super secret letter that you were told not to peek at. He literally turns it around so you can take a peek at it and points out. Yeah, see? Right here? Says I'm in charge of you lot. Yeah, you're gonna be helping me.
You're funny. See ya.
No, that's not how it works, lass. If you leave right now, that's treason. Come on, stay here. Hey, the rest of you, take some seats. Why don't you? Might as well, right?
By the way,
have a seat, have a seat.
Iris
What you
is-
drinking?
Iris
We have
is-
only shit water. I hope you like it.
Iris is looking towards Logan, and she's like, I'm gonna leave.
Logan is taking a seat at the table. He's not saying anything.
I don't do bitch work. She comments.
I guess Vira's also just gonna sit down. She is not happy about any of this.
Well,
But composure.
Since we're stuck with each other, might as well get the introductions out of the way. I'm William Stone. Nice to meet you. I'm the commanding officer around here, the leader of the Lucky Seven. So, pleasure to have you. And who might you be?
My name is Vira.
Can you speak up, dear? I'm not hearing well with this ear. He leans over to the other ear.
My name is Vira.
Can you speak up, dear? I can barely hear you.
My name is Vira.
Oh, come on.
No,
Seriously?
that's...
You can do better. Can't you yell a little bit? Come on, show some gusto, girl. Come on.
I only repeat myself thrice. But that's not in character, but I only repeat myself 3 times. I'm not gonna be sitting here repeating myself for ages.
He seems disappointed. We'll get a proper battle cry out of you yet. Don't worry, the battle lines will do that for you. What about you, lad? You look pretty bulky. He looks towards you, Theron. You look like you know your way around the battlefield.
Yeah, you could say that.
Hehe. I like that attitude. Hope you're useful out there. I'll be counting on you.
Good.
Alright, messenger girl, what about you? You seem to have a lot of spunk and not enough willingness
Cur-
to help out.
Currently, she's looking around for pen and paper, or quill and paper.
What you doing?
I'm looking for something to write on.
No, he's asking you in character.
Yeah, that's it. That's what she says. I'm looking for something to write on.
Why? Can't you pronounce it?
No, I need it for something. I already told you my name is
Goddammit, get
Iris.
this girl a paper or something.
She
In the
gets.
meantime, he looks towards you, Alyssia. What about you, lass? Whoa! I mean, yeah, what's your name? By the way, he wrote because he looked at your knockers for a second and he got struck.
Billy Brown, a pleasure.
That's a strange name.
Is it now? Alicia smiles sweetly.
He looks fascinated for a moment before somebody walks into the tent and smacks him silly across the head.
What? Kick.
Pardon the commander's uncouth behavior. Now, I believe you haven't rested since you made it here. You all look exhausted. Before we talk, should you perhaps get some rest?
Sleep would be appreciated.
Wait, who the fuck is this?
She hasn't introduced herself. Do you want to ask her?
No.
Right. She looks towards one of the soldiers. Go prepare them a tent. We have plenty to spare right now anyway. Just give them something nice. Get them at least 8 hours of sleep and a nice meal. We'll talk afterwards. The soldier just nods and gets up from his seat and ushers you. Come on, let's go then. The commanding officer that greeted you earlier just waves his hand. Alright, I'll see you later then. Don't sleep too long, the war might be over by the time you wake up.
I'm going to try to sneak my letter to the prince into some sort of mail bag.
Make me a sleight of hand.
Why the
Wait,
fuck are you
which
writing a
letter?
letter to
The
the
one
prince?
that you just wrote, or?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, in that case, you don't need to roll sleight of hand. Like, I thought you were trying to steal the official letter.
No, I'm just gonna. I'm basically getting over there, posting it. I'm not even naming anything on it. I just said, "Dear Prince, fuck you," putting the note on it and dumping it into the mailbag.
Anyway, as you guys leave the tent, the soldier starts leading you off into the camp so you can find a nice tent. He then ushers you. Well, right, you can use this one. Go ahead and rest. I'll make sure to get you some food by the time you wake up, as the commander said.
Thanks. She says she goes right in.
Oh, and don't get any funny ideas, alright? Our commanding officer may look a bit on the silly side, but you better show him proper respect.
Urge to say
He
fuck you
actually-
out loud.
He
Yes.
actually seems that he might deserve it.
Vira
Yeah,
has
well-
nothing against this guy. He seems like a good guy. The prince, however, she's kind of mad.
Yeah,
She
she's
has
just
places-
getting.
We've got places to be, dude. We don't want to help you with your stupid fucking thing.
Most of us are alive thanks to him, so he's a decent guy. However, you should worry about his second in command.
Yeah, I'm assuming that old hag is the one you mean.
Huh? He looks confused.
No, I think no. Tyrion, he means not the prince's second in command, the one that's here. One with the red hair that gave us tent and a food.
From the way she was dressed, Theron, you would actually know because of your background and all that, thanks to Albert. She is dressed with proper attire for somebody who's second in command to an active officer. Usually,
Oh, okay.
this
I
position
thought you meant
is
the
very Sorry, what?
I thought you, the person I was referencing as the old bag was lady at the palace.
Yeah, no, it's not
Not
about
the-
her.
not-
It's about
not this
the lady with the red hair you met with the commanding officer here. You basically recognize her attire because she's dressed proper as somebody who's holding the rank of second in command. Usually, you know, every commanding officer needs a second in command. That's usually another man, because women in the military are not so well regarded in the southern kingdoms. Usually when a woman is inducted in being second in command, it's, shall we say, quote unquote, a secretary with benefits. So it's not a very lofty position for a woman to hold. Usually she's just there for sex. But
Considering she has laid him out, I doubt that.
But based on how this woman is dressed and how she carries herself, you can tell that she is definitely nobody's fucking sex toy. Which means that if she's holding this position, she probably needed to work her ass off twice as harder than anybody else to get it.
Got it.
So when you guys start talking about her, he says, "Yeah, well, you should probably be more worried about her. She seems level-headed, but when you get her blood boiling, she's a real menace. The men around here call her Bloody Mary, but never call her that to her face, or she's gonna gut you like a fish, if you know what I mean."
No worries. I was referencing the particular structure of governmental authority back in this city.
Oh, you use a lot of big words, guy. You must be the smart one of the group, huh?
Vendrik in the background.
He You seem like you
If
got
you say so.
your wits about. Why are you doing all the way out here fighting? You seem like you belong somewhere with books and colors and stuff.
Because if I was stuck in the same place as the prince with a book, I would find a way to bludgeon him with it.
Oh, that sounds rather nasty. On the other hand, you might want to tell that to Bloody Mary. She'd probably like it.
Oh, so does she share our feelings?
Everybody that ends up in the Lucky Seven is usually hated by the capital, so we get all the fun missions.
Wait a second.
Lucky number 7.
What do you
He
mean?
laughs as he walks off. Have a good night's rest.
Wait, don't. God damn it. Gods damn it, sorry. How did we end up here?
Because we got stuck following the orders of a moron. That's what happens when you let stupid, useless children attempt to tell people who know better what to do.
I'm going to have to apologize in advance. I'm going to be pretty useless in this regard. I'm not that physically strong, and my other abilities would get us into a lot of trouble.
Oh, and I can't use my abilities either. She says, it's like, oh, apart from punching things. Theron, it's on you. She says and pats his chest.
Well, we'll see what this general has in store for, or rather what the stupid prince thinks needs to be done here.
Actually,
Worthless kid never left the palace, has no idea what's going on here, I suppose.
That is most likely a fair assessment.
Logan suddenly pipes up. Theron, did Talbot leave you any easy way to contact him?
No, I don't have any good way to contact him. I've got, perhaps the gem, but beyond that, no.
Sadly, the gem's not gonna work. Like I said, Albert is not yet attuned to it. He's still back in his house.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really have much contact with others as is. He didn't see much need for contact here. I was to meet up with you. And after that, I kind of assumed that it would be, a month, a couple days, and then I'd be headed back. I didn't see much need for ways to contact him.
That's alright, I'll just do this the old-fashioned way. They should have some kind of mail service here anyway. I'll see what I can find.
Oh, it's over by the main tent. It's the big black bag with a seal on the front. She says as
Logan just nods and starts leaving the tent so he can go get the message out.
She turns to the rest everybody and goes, I think I should have listened to you, Alyssia. We should have just avoided this entire thing.
Wait, what? Out of character, when have I ever said that we should avoid anything? Or avoid what?
You
Why
said
did I
you
say
should
to
avoid
avoid?
the front lines and this message stuff, apparently.
Yeah, you did. Back just a couple minutes ago. Not minutes, but tens of minutes ago.
I did?
Yeah, you mentioned that we didn't have to do this. We could have just gone. I said, it's on the way. So, Iris is going, yeah, I messed up. What?
I have no recollection of saying this.
Must have been somebody else then.
Swear was Alyssia.
Iris.
Hmm?
What would you like me to do here? I can act as a soldier. I'm not strong or physically imposing.
Don't
I don't believe anyone mistakes you for a soldier, dear.
No, that's the point. I need to do something, but I can't do anything.
If I'm
as
reading
of
the mood
moment.
correctly, I believe we've just been assigned as a suicide squad.
Perfect. But still, that's going to be extremely difficult for me. I can't use my...
If the commander cares about such things in this situation, then he truly is a moron.
Yes, but if he is a moron, I don't want to get executed.
That's very true.
Have you seen any paladins around? Actually, have we seen any paladins around?
No, this army seems to be comprised only of Edelweiss soldiers. There doesn't seem to be any paladin companies around here. Since they're from a completely different kingdom, well, call them a kingdom is understatement since they're an entire empire, they don't mingle with the rest of the armies. They have their own regimes and their own way of handling things. They basically have what they describe as holy crusades, and they have an entirely different structure on how they handle things, completely separate from the other armies that are assisting them on the front lines.
Let me guess, the so-called Crusades has never been anywhere near the front lines.
Oh no, they are a very integral part of the front lines. They're basically the backbone and the reason the front lines haven't collapsed yet.
Oh. Well, what do you know? The church is actually getting shit done instead of sitting on its fat ass, amassing power.
Speaking of which, Iris, since you're close to the door, you get a tap on your shoulder as someone walks in.
I look back.
Oh, great.
There seems to be a rather inconspicuous man standing right next to you. His weapon's not drawn. He starts lifting the front part of his helmet, and you immediately recognize the ugly mug because you beat the shit out of it a few days ago.
She's smirking. She's just smirking away, like, "Hey!"
He gives you a shit-eating grin, and as you say "hey," he says "hey" back to you and puts his hand around your shoulder. Remember me?
Yeah, I do.
Nice
By the way,
to meet you again.
I'm gonna.
Hey.
By the way, so I'm gonna grab his hand and twist. What? Hey! What? Twice?
You got the next.